is as close as I can get to you. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, welcome back. Glad you made it. It's another Monday episode, another Monday sesh, doing it May the 16th, 2022. Welcome back, everybody. Hope you've all had a great weekend. Hope you're all safe and sound where the fuck you are, whether you're in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, out there on the West Coast, down below in the United States, further down below in Mexico, further down south in the South Americas, the OG Americas, out there, Eastern Europe, Africa, Asia, Southeast Asia, Australia. What you know about that? Let's go, baby. Hope everybody's safe and sound. Hope you're all, keeping it loose. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about a few items that's on me mind. And that's it. We're going to wrap it up and we're going to take on the week like the champs that we are, ladies and gents. Boys and girls, let's get into it. A lot of stuff has been happening. I got a little bit of that. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but boy gets burnt quite easily, and it's been sunny outside despite the fact that it's cloudy today, but don't be fooled. There is a sunshine right behind that cloud, that large canvas of a cloud. There's a sun out there doing its thing, so your boy gets burned quite easily, and I don't know what's the solution. Do I go SPF? Do I just rely on that old school, skin versus sun? I don't know. There's been research on both sides. Use the SPF. It's good for you. And you read a little bit, oh no, skin cancer rates have been going up ever since the use of SPFs. So I don't know. Maybe use a little bit. Maybe to each their own. I'm not, if however your pigmentation's working for you, however your dermis is, whether it's dry, whether it's moist, you take care of it the way that feels right for you. I should probably start using sunscreen, I think. I don't know. I've never really. I'll use sunscreen if I go to the beach. You know what I mean? If I'm going topless if we're doing topless Tuesdays at the beach, I will definitely apply a little bit to the old shoulder blades, to the old, nosy nose, cheeks, the face. I'll go out and pour the whole bottle all over my face, dude. You don't even know me. I'll empty out that bottle of SPF 20. I'll mix up and make my own batch. 25, 55, 65. Just pouring in different batches. All SPF 99, baby. There's no sun that's getting through my skin once I'm at the beach. But every other day when I'm just walking outside, it's your boy against the sun, and the sun happens to win fairly quick. It is what it is. I can't wait till I'm older, like in my 50s and 60s, when your skin's gone through, a few decades, and it starts to get a little bit, leathery, or it starts to get a little bit, a couple of cracks, couple of wrinkles. I like that. Looking forward to it. Bring it. But doing it for the vitamin D, baby. That's how it is. Lots of things have been going on. Great news, good news. We're taking it slow, as per usual, of course. Would I like to be taking it faster in some areas and some departments? Absolutely. If you're holding open mics in Toronto, just to let your boy know, but I know it's not a thing that you go and advertise. I've looked into it. There are several places available, and available in the sense that, yes, there are definitely comedy clubs, but not a lot of folks from the inquiring that I've done they're not, everybody, we're taking our time. We're going back slowly but surely. I get it. Not everybody's holding that open mic. It's only a very few selected areas, and sometimes a flood happens in the city of floods. Then now you're emailing again. Email. And we're going to keep emailing, baby. Hope your club's doing well. Hope everybody's safe. And so that's what you need me there for, baby. Nobody handles, oh my God, dude, flooding? And your boy? I was born in the flood. I was born in the floods, bro. You don't even know, son. My mom's womb was just flooded with all that, Prego goo juice, water, whatever they put in there. Who knows what's in the Ooh, man, it's it's all import. I'll tell you that. Nothing's, it's not domestic. It's all import. So I have no say into what went into the bod back then. But that's what it is, baby. I was in there swimming in the flood, holding my breath, going deep down under, flipping the boat over. Because that's the thing. If you ever come across a flood, there happens to be a boat that you're in, you can flippity flip, baby, and then you can catch your breath. And like, if it's let's for example, let's take a little kayak or a canoe. If you happen to fall over, it's actually best thing to do is get under the canoe or kayak, catch your breath a couple of seconds. If you're with a couple of homies and home gals, you can just chit chat, and it's kind of like a roof over your head, right on water. If it's raining, you're not gonna get wet because you're already knee deep in water anyway. What's the difference between this much and this much? And there's a threshold that you're definitely gonna reach, and you're like gasping for air, and it's, man, things can get really claustrophobic underneath that canoe or a kayak. But at the same rate, you catch your breath, you're holding on to the sides. Now you're communicating. You're like, okay, on the count of three, we're gonna do the flippy dip, and then you go 1, 2, and then somebody stops you. You're like, wait, do we go on 3? As in, like, when you say 3, we go, or do we go 1, 2, and then 3 flip? So, that's why I'm there. That's why you need me there. I believe it. When there's floods, baby, I just turn into that. Is it Dyson? I want to say Dyson. That sounds right. Dyson vacuums. The new ones too, the ones that like squirt water and suck water out at the same time. You want me there, bro. At the open mic, there's a flood. I'm on my hands. Someone's holding up my feetsies, dude. I'm just taking in that dirty water. You just put a straw. You just put one of those like loop-de-loop straws in the corner of my mouth, dude, and suck the dirty water and out the loop-de-loop. It's mad services out there. That's what it is, baby. Teamwork and community. Teamwork and community. That's how you fight flood. You fight floods with floods. I'll bring the flood. You want it? I will bring the flood. People could be sitting in the audience, just flooded out, just super uncomfortable. But at the same, that's what we do. If that's what you want for your club, we'll provide that as well. Not what you want. Okay, if it's not what you're looking for, that's completely fine. We'll avoid the floods. But all I'm saying is, if your boy's emailing, please respond. Love you. That's that. And just taking on life one day at a time. Been getting a little bit of that sunburn. That's okay. No big deal. Take it like a G on the chin. Mostly on the neck, but a little bit on the chin too. And if I can just briefly mention something. I know again, we have a short spring. It's immediate summertime madness out there. And everybody's eager to get out there doing their jobs, get out there, attend to business, personal business, cooperative business, conflicting business, just doing that business. I gets it. What if I could just make a request to all the drivers out there, especially this one goes especially out to the TTC and YRT bus drivers. If you can just mellow on the pedal a little bit, if you feel me, because some of y'all, not all y'all, but some of y'all are known to be very aggro behind that wheel, because you're behind that city vehicle and you're large and in charge, just driving around, and there's no, you're like, it's my way or the highway. The right of way is with me, and the right of way is with you almost most of the time. But that doesn't mean you should take advantage of that privilege. Damn. I almost had a fella in my back seat shit their pants today just because I was came to residential area, doing my thing, dropping off the peepsies in the morning. So I get the bread and the cheese and the butter and the spread it on the cheese and the butter and the toasty bread. You know what I'm saying? Trying to provide for that's what we do around here. We fund it. We fund the underground movement, baby. So I'm out there providing services on the front lines, no big deal. And we're in a residential area. I'm about to make a left turn, approach a stop sign. I stop, and there is this giant vehicle of a bus, and she's making the widest turn, taking that, she's making a right turn. I'm about to make a left turn, and she just like sweeps in and takes up the whole road because it's a wide load, right? You gotta get a good portion of the road behind you and like steer whole thing. But she comes really close, like she makes the turn, and I've approached my stop sign at the same time. Right now she's coming into my space, like, and she proceeds. The driver, hey lady, you kept on proceed. Like, when there's a situation like that where you got to make that wide turn, ideally you get to your stop sign, I get to my stop sign, you're like, hey man, I can't make this wide turn. You either wait for me to go first, or if you already, the eager beaver that you are, you've already made the turn and you continue to proceed. At this point, you got me panicking, and I'm just honking on my horn like the Mad Hatter, and honking on that horn, baby, just putting it on reverse, and my passenger's looking at me, he's like, is this lady gonna run over us? I'm like, I hope not. It's not. It's not even past noon yet. It's not even past noon yet. And now you're honking at me angrily for me to back. Of course I will back, but the aggression, like, if I didn't start honking and didn't immediately put my car in reverses and reversed it, you would have run me over. You weren't stopping. So, and this is luckily there was nobody behind me. I've already checked out the old rear view mirror, nobody behind me, safe enough for me to put it in the reverses and go reverses. But goddamn, lady, again, I can't have I can't have a grown fella shitting their pants in the morning just because you and that it's big giant vehicle of a bus. I get it. You got to meet the budgets, meet the quotas, meet the deadlines, meet the stations, the destinations. You gotta stop at A, B, and C. I get it, but sharing's caring. Okay, don't be God. This if I hadn't started to it's unbelievable. I was just shaking my head in disbelief. Like the amount of the road is none of ours to own. We are sharing, whether you're a cyclist, whether you're a pedestrian, whether you're a driver. Sharing is caring. There's no winning in this. If you run me over, you're not going to be, of course, mini tiny W there. Of course, you won that game, but big pick energy, as always, you're probably going to end up in a lot of, it's not going to be a good look for you. So I'm just looking out and trying to stay alive on the mean streets. Do you know what it is? You know what, on the soft-hearted, connected streets that we're all on, just merging and emerging, making those left turns. Man, careful out there, people. Last year, this was a YRT driver in York Region. Last year, I had a TTC driver just graze my side view mirror without, and they didn't even care, just drove off. And you probably didn't even realize it because you're just driving this giant bus. I was in my lane. Luckily it's got the little flappy switch, fucking high tech, baby. 2014 fucking, I'm talking flexibility. That fucking side mirror is agile, bro. You can try to remove it. You can try to get it to go in different places, but it'll always snap back. That's that mirror that always fucking claps back, baby. That side mirror. That's what we do around here. But yeah, just a little bit of, again, I know a big vehicle, bus, cities behind you. You got the deep pockets of the city. You got that big old city insurance backing you up. Oh, you got friends in high places, huh? You in a union? You unionized? That's good. But also at the same rate, just take it easy. The slow and steady wins the race. It's best that you arrive late than never having arrived. And you're like, man, if I arrive late, that meeting, it's crucial that I make it on time. If I don't make it to that meeting, it is game over. 3 years of putting, whatever it is that you've put into your heart, soul, sweat, tears, bodily liquids, just oozing into the business, and you got to make it there, and you're on the bus, and you're like, step on it, driver. And the driver is like, and fucking, it's an episode of fucking Speed, baby. It's an episode of Speed, and now we're just like, you and I are, this bus is not stopped. Oh my God, maybe it was a case of her brakes not working. Maybe it was Speed. In which case, hey, good maneuvering on your half, lady. Nice wide turn, like it, very nice. No one got hurt this time, and we'll keep it that way. Somebody help this lady out. That's all I'm trying to say, man. Like I said, I don't need a fella shitting their pants in the AMs. Shitting the pants in the PMs, different story. Understand what happens to the best of us. In the AMs, unless you're in your infancy, it doesn't look too good. You know what I mean? Know what I mean? Anybody out there? Yeah. Teamwork, baby. Teamwork. Excuse me. Got a fun little section for us today. If we can just discuss. I want to make this a thing. Been thinking, been writing. I want to merge things. I'm all about the mergers. We're about to go merge, baby. I wanted to pick 2 items or 2 things that traditionally wouldn't go well together. You know, like this thing and that thing don't go well together. But guess that's what they said about peanut butter and chocolate. That's what they said before. And then guess what? Reese's Pieces came out. Fucking put them together. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh my God. Peanut butter and chocolate? For some people it works. Others are still skeptical. And I don't blame you. But it's a thing. Try it out there. And that's what we decided to do. So without further ado, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's story time. Let's merge. Merging. First 2 items that I like to merge. A phone and a toaster. I like to call this the phoster. Okay? Have you ever wanted to make a phone call and have a slice of dry toast to go along with your conversation? Now you can. Texting used to be so boring, but thanks to Phoster, you can not only text while you drive, you can text, drive, and eat some dry toast at the same time. On the go. Sitting on the can to drop a grumpy while you're attending to your work emails? Why not bang out a couple of slices of dry toast while you're sending those emails and taking a shit? I know, it's like right in front of us. Merging. Oh man, it's 2022, baby. That's all I'm saying. We gotta merge. You're lost at sea. You're lost in the middle of the desert. You're lost in the middle of the jungle. Wouldn't you want your phone to also be a little bit of that food provider for you? You're like, oh, it's an emergency. Slice of dry toast right in the face hole. No. Who's getting the carbs? Who's got energy to walk for another 30, 40 days? Just fucking, you know? That's how it is. Next item that I'd like to merge. Scissors and sunglasses. I like to call this product the sunglassers. Okay? Did you ever go on to put on your favorite pair of sunglasses and felt like there's something missing here? I feel like there's something missing here is what you said. Oh, I don't know, maybe you wished your shades came with scissors. Wild idea, I know. Well, your wish is a piece of the market pie chart, and what I mean by that is that your wish is an opportunity for us to make bank. What I'm trying to say is that our company is looking to exploit a classic supply and demand situation. We know the people are thirsty for sunglassers, which is why we've created the largest sunglassers company in the world to meet your needs. It's all for the people, baby. That's what we do around here. Ever go on a run and wonder what it would feel like to have a pair of sharp scissors attached to your sunglasses? Well, imagine no more, because we've made it a reality. Go for those early morning jogs and feel safe. Not to mention, hella stylish. Oh my God, mommy, that man has got scissors on his sunglasses. Is that? Oh my God, mommy, that man has got scissors on his sunglasses, is what little Charlie will say. Don't be fucking ignorant, baby. Those are the new and cool and improved sunglassers, is what the mother would say to her ignorant child. Can I have one, mommy? Asks little Charlie. Ask your father when we get home, Charlie, says the mommy. Daddy, mom said I can totally get a pair of new sunglassers if I asked you and you'd say yes. Can I, Daddy? Can your boy please get some sunglasses? Can I please have a pair of sunglasses? Please, Dad. I promise to be a good boy and do my schoolwork and then clean my room. Of course you can, son. As a matter of fact, I went and bought the entire family sunglasses. So we can be the modern family in the neighborhood. And then I want a zoom out shot, if this is a thing, yeah, we're gonna make it a thing. Zoom out shot of the family with sunglasses, just fucking looking sharp and edgy. And yeah, it might have never occurred to us that sunglasses and scissors go together until this moment, until we got together and became a family, became a syndicate, became a gang who's advocating for the people's rights to wear sunglasses and sport scissors at the same time, all in the goodness of one product. Brought to you by Gladyamadeit, by the So-So Productions. It is innovation at its best. I can't, I'm not gonna hold back. Sunglasses, safe, secure, stylish. Like I said, you're going for that jog, it's a little bit early in the morning, it's a little bit late in the evening, you're in a back alley, you're in, unpredictable circumstances. Is it just fashion, or is it a means to protect yourself? Not just your eyes too, but like everything else. Now, sure, is somebody gonna, that's what it is. I want to just put it out there. This is patented technology. Don't go out there putting on these sunglasses and then taking a trip and then trying to sue the company. We've done the tests. We've done we've assessed the groups. That's right, we had groups. Believe it or not, we've had groups of people, a lot of people, tens of hundreds of people, thousands gathered, and we conducted studies. And sure, did a few people trip and fall, and did the glasses break, and then a little bit of sharp glass went into the eyes, and you'd think, man, it can't get any worse than that. And then all of a sudden the scissors also went into their eyes, and now they're just bleeding. And it's not about how much money we lost on those class action lawsuits. What matters is community, and what matters is that there is more to life than just mere perception. Okay, fella, all right, lady, I get it. You only get two eyes. But, well, now you can start using your third eye, and you're like a superhero. Look at all your other senses starting to get much stronger. Sure, it's not overnight, but it will, And yes, absolutely. They're safe, they're they're effective at what they're supposed to be doing, and it's great for all ages. Start young, get your kids on it super early on, because nobody will come and harass a little young fella. And at the same time, old people too, not old people, wiser people, gray people, not aliens, gray, salt and pepper gray people, I'm talking, great people, what I'm talking about? No more feeling vulnerable just because you're, I gotta calculate this, how much is the tip, what's my bill, and then all of a sudden they're trying to pull a fast one over you, but they see you're sporting the sunglasses, and they're like, man, this fella or this lady's out one. On one. This fella or lady's on one. But also out one, just outing. Out one. Doing it, baby. That's what it is. So sunglasses and the Foster. Two products, one company. It's a merger. It's a thing. We did it. Thank you. It's raining outside. It's looking gorge. It is looking gorge. Let's see. Oh. Little some that I came across that caught my attention. I'd like to discuss it with y'all. Of course, this doesn't directly impact me, but I'm just wondering how it's impacting other people. I've been curious. been reading some articles and been hearing news. What am I talking about? Are your kids coming back home with a case of the old hepatitis? Is your kid getting the hep? Is your kid getting the titus? The hepatitis? Hepa. Greek for liver. Yeah, I looked it up. Titus or itis. Inflammation is what yeah. That's what hepatitis is that it's an inflammation of the liver. It's when your liver just be working out, taking the juice, getting fucking jacked up all inside you while your body's all like, man, we only have a limited amount of space in here. So, you like all your organs to be growing at the same rate, and you don't want one to just be fucking benching out there. So you might be wondering, yeah, your kid's coming home with the case of the old hepatitis, and you're looking at your kid, you're like, man, my kid doesn't look like a 90s rock star. My kid doesn't go down to, I don't know, somewhere down south and just drink water from the tap water straight out the tap. Well, that's not my kid. My kid's not the type of kid who works hard, plays hard, and likes to get away maybe once or twice a year just again somewhere down south and get a couple of pina coladas in him or her with a couple of questionable ice cubes that'll again go into the drink and leach out the old hepatitis. But you're wondering, oh my god, is my 7.5-year-old 11-year-old sharing needles with somebody? Because that's the thing, we provide them with needles is what you'll say at your household, which is still questionable, but nonetheless you're like, nope, all our needles are clean. So where's our kid getting the old hepatitis from? It's not too much, but it's still concerning. Apparently some kids catch it on a regular, just without everything going on. But there have been talks, there have been links as to what is causing the hepatitis inside of these kids. Is it the rock star party life? Is it the live fast, die young mentality? Or is it got to do anything with the old schmovid out there? And it's got doctors questioning things, and the way I've read the articles, here's the thing, I don't know if these kids are coming out with schmovid directly from COVID. Like the articles have done a fine job at dancing around the notion as to, I guess, whether or not these hepatitis cases have been caused by coronavirus and, let's say, an organic setting where somebody might have contracted the schmovid au naturel by just going out there, or is it a case of the hepatitis being caused by the schmovid that was caused by, let's say, somebody went and got a shot of something, of a schmovid vaccine of sorts. And of course there's, I'm all, me, dude, I'm all about science, that's the thing, when reading the articles, it just seemed like just very dismissive of the idea, not really a long article. There are different articles, and then just like one brief sentence that if anybody there, people have been thinking that it might be a correlation between the vaccines, and we just want to say that it's not, and it's like really quickly brushed over, and it's like, well, this whole thing is fairly new, and the kids that contracted the hepatitis, were these kids just catching COVID by themselves out there? Did they catch COVID through the vaccines and then the hepatitis kicked in? I'd like a little bit of clarification on that. And while we're on that as well, I'd still like to hear a little bit, if we can, and I'm again, please, just coming in from a place of curiosity and wanting to learn and be safe out there. What are the consequences of, or what rather I should say, what are the side effects of these vaccines on younger kids, on anybody else out there? Because you don't really hear about it. It's just been like, and not to dwell on the past, but it's still kind of fairly relevant and new. And moving forward, we should be, we shouldn't just blindly follow, what Big Pharma says, what a government body says just do what I say, and then next thing you know, your kid's got hepatitis. Now, I'm not saying I don't know. I don't know. It could be that you could not even get the vaccine. It could be that you go and get the old schmovid au natural, and still, if you're a kid, end up with that hepatitis. But is it being caused by, again, the kids who have caught it? Did they have COVID naturally, or did they get COVID through the vaccines, and did that have anything to do with the hepatitis? And are there other things that we should, so it's just like, it's really interesting stuff to think about, especially with, again, I'm not my idea, but definitely I have heard other people draw the parallels between there's the Roe versus Wade discussion that's going down in the US. It's got to do with like abortion and abortion rights, and people's right to choose what they put in their body, what they don't put in their body, or what they do with their body. So, my body, my choice argument. People have drawn parallels between that and, the whole schmovid pandy that we went through. Again, my body, my choice. So it's interesting stuff to think about. And I'd like the articles to be a little bit, if possible, more informative rather than opinion based, so we can actually get some facts, you know what I mean? That's what it is. Because, I'm just, when it comes to children, I think we all have a, if you want to serve and protect the kidsies or the next gen, you don't want these kids coming in at not even a decade into life, or not even 2 decades into life, just dancing around with hepatitis. Again, where if they were rock stars, it doesn't mean they can't become rock stars. It doesn't mean they can't even become rock stars and can't be. You can become a rock star and still be schmovid and hepatitis, hopefully. It's just questions, just putting it out there, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit concerning, and real downplay of, don't worry about it, it's not that, it's like, kind of makes me a little bit curious. But hey, just me being curious out there. Love you, gang. What else is going on, man? What else is going on, ladies and gents, in your worlds, and in our world? I think going back over this weekend, been watching a little bit of my programs, been trying to take some time to think, to reflect, and be like, what is it that and I'm hearing this more, and it's making me happy. I think, what is it that we need more in life as a species? We definitely need more love, and we definitely need more of a sense of community. I think those are very important aspects that we should focus on more. And the reason why I say this is, I've always said it, but another unfortunate piece of news that broke out, and I don't know too much about it, so I'm not going to comment too much about it, but I believe there was a shooting in Buffalo, which is relatively close to Canada. My heart goes out to all the families and the community members who were directly impacted. And it got me thinking. And you'll read the articles or the headlines or the rhetoric is, from what I'm observing from afar, it looks like it's based on, or being depicted that it's and again, I don't know anything, I don't know the facts, I'm not on the ground reading and seeing a little bit from afar. It seems like it's been declared as if it's been racially motivated. This kid apparently killed members of the black community, which is the way. Here's the thing, I want to talk about it, but I've got a question. I've got a genuine question. I wrote a couple of sentences down. Maybe this will help us. And again, I'm just trying to figure out how we can move forward. Bear with me a few seconds. Here. So again, wrong is wrong. Killing people is wrong all day, every day. But is there a benefit in racializing violence? Even if the violence is caused by race-motivated hate, is there a benefit in calling it a hate crime? Isn't all crime hateful? By labeling it, are we winning as a society or losing? Or are we making the killers, the wrongdoers, exactly who they want to be made, as some sort of a hero? Again, I'm just asking questions. I legit don't know. What is the number one achievement of a racially charged violent offender? To be recognized as a race hero of sorts, I'm guessing. To be the one responsible to have fought a so-called battle for their race. Again, and this is a very small portion of the population. So, leaves me with questions. Well, what if we don't give him that satisfaction? Just hypothetical, just, alternative point of view. Maybe it's not, maybe it is. Yeah, what if we don't give him the satisfaction? What if it goes down as just crime? No significance to it other than the obvious tragedy impacting the families and communities involved. You know what I mean? And you're like, how do we solve racism? Well, we never 100% get rid of racism, nor will we get rid of violence altogether. So that'll always remain there, and that's what I think. We can definitely lessen it, and we can make it so that it isn't highlighting one aspect of the outcome and becomes the entire narrative, and not justifying these actions by any stretch of the imagination. But what I'm trying to say is that if we looked at the cause of these issues rather than the outcome for some sort of remedy, we might have a better understanding and a better way of dealing with these situations. What leads a person to go down that, certain path that they're, grabbing automatic weapons, going out and doing mass shootings? I think we can definitely lessen these events by creating more community, so that more people feel as though they belong. And I know this is extremely probably hard to hear for whoever's directly involved, but this is not new. These kind of things keep on happening, and I don't know if the way we consume it or digest it through the media helps us, because if a crime were to go down, again, I'm just shooting the shit, I'm just talking out loud. I don't know the answers to anything. I'm just a curious person, and a person who is a person living out here in the world, like you guys and gals. Yeah, I'm just wondering, do the headlines or the news narrative or the way it gets portrayed, is that helpful to society and our understanding of what's going on and how to battle these issues that pop up, or is it exasperating it? Because if you read this thing or similar events to it, you're like, and if it gets presented to the public as a race-based violence, is that amplifying their voice? Is that amplifying their hate in a sense? Or is that helping us as a society heal? I'm not saying definitely there's no, you've done wrong, you gotta face the music. I'm not saying any of that, but I'm saying the final portion, the entire narrative should be about, in my opinion, and I'm again completely wrong probably, should be about violence, not race-based violence. Even if it is, I don't think we should give them that satisfaction, because that again helps become further examples, in my opinion, for others to be like, well, such and such has done this in this place, and and it just becomes a playbook, if that makes any sense. I don't know if it does. Whereas if we were to just look at it as, that's why, like, especially in larger cities, and I know there's definite nuances and there's certain examples where it happens, you're like, yes, this person's going after a specific community. I'm not trying to take away from that, but what I'm trying to say is that I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that shouldn't it just get reported as crime rather than hate crime? Because all crime is hateful, and putting in the, excuse me, the race notion or whatever else you want to put on it is just taking away from the actual causes of these things. And I think it's got more to do with a lack of community, a lack of feeling like belonging or something, or not that those are excuses. You should always, I definitely believe in 100% personal responsibility. What I'm trying to say is that if we're trying to reduce these things from happening, I think we should focus more on, again, love, building community, bringing people together. And yeah, because if a crime goes down and, like, let's say a crime, again, just thinking out loud, shooting the shit with y'all, because that's what we do around here. Crime goes down in China, for example, and somewhere in Asia, where the population's homogenous. They're 100% or almost 100%, way more, let's say, Chinese or Asian people than they'd have diversity. So does that news get reported as crime, or is it crime on, is it Asian violence? Is it, and I know this is probably not a good analogy or an example, but it kind of is in a sense, because, like, looking at it, despite the fact that these things happen, and it's just easier to, in a diverse community, and Canada, the United States, places like Australia, New Zealand, where the populations are, again, not having been to Australia, New Zealand, but let's focus on Canada and the US, just because it's more familiar to me and I can probably draw a more accurate conclusion. When the populations are diverse and they're mixed, when something happens, it's easy to be like, okay, well, purple went against green here. When you're focusing on a population where it's all, let's say, purple or green, you're like, well, okay, it's just green on green action going down, or purple on purple action going down. When it happens in a place like this, you focus on, again, purple versus green, which in a sense is easy for us to point and be like, yes, that is racist, but which is more racist? Or it's not even more racist. We've got to focus on the good things. Our communities are diverse, whereas some communities, they're completely, or for the vast majority, they are homogenous and very much into, holding down their own little way of life without really letting too many people in. And that has got its own negative effects in a different way. And I don't know if I don't know if any of this sounds correct or not. And I'm not out here trying to win points over anyone or anything. I don't, just like talking, like thinking about things. And yeah, I wonder, that's basically it. I wonder if these headlines coming out, is that what they're looking for essentially? Are we allowing them to have that extra win, you know what I mean? Or should it just go down as crime, you know what I mean? And if you guys think that no, it should not just go down as crime, and it should be clearly pointed out that it's race-based, then if that's what you all feel, then that's what we shall do. But yeah, in terms of what will help the situation overall, I think, again, working on our communities, bringing people together, having different places so that different types of people can go and mingle and find the help that they need. And again, not by any stretch of the imagination condoning any hateful actions whatsoever. It sucks for the families involved, the community that's directly involved. But moving forward, I wonder how we can, address these issues and concerns a little bit differently, if that makes any sense. And if I'm completely off, then hey, then I'm completely off, and let me know what you guys think. Is it a good idea, or is it a bad idea? Do we go, yeah, somewhere in my mind, I just or when I read in the news, it's like, yeah, there's a you'll read an article that says there's a rise of Asian hate crime, where it's when you're living in a diverse society, it just seems like it doesn't seem to happen like that. It doesn't seem to be real. It seems more of it being, not saying it doesn't exist, but I'm just saying, do those headlines, do those news articles amplify the negative aspects? And I'm not saying don't focus on the negatives, I'm saying focus on the entire issue rather than one aspect of it, which is very much charged with a lot of energy and a few words, certain things, few topics are very emotionally charged. You throw race, you throw, these days especially, gender and sexuality into anything, it's emotionally charged. People are like, yeah, it's so easy to be like black, white, right, left, red, blue, whereas most issues are, again, very much in the, a lot of issues are complex, and I don't think just blaming it on one aspect, that I think is perhaps an easy way out. In some cases, that is pretty much it, and this may be a case like that. And again, I don't. It's very recent. It sucks that it happens, and I'm just looking at it and be like, okay, how do we mitigate these things? I don't think taking away guns helps. I don't think you can blame it on video games. I don't think you can blame. I think, unfortunately, when situations like this happen, it reflects on all of us as a society and how much more work we've got to do. But that's it, baby. We've got so many beautiful things happening, and these events, as crappy as they are, they're not the majority of what goes on in our daily lives. And yeah, I even talked about this longer than I expected. So yeah, I don't know. Do those headlines and news articles help the situation, or are they, furthering the wedge between people and adding to this mentality that yes, it is an us versus them situation? I'd be cautious proceeding forward. That's all I gotta say. I just want to say that here we talk about everything and nothing, and thank you for everybody who's been with me from the get-go. Love you, gang. The new people joining us today, you can find me on Instagram and on YouTube and on Patreon, and I like to tickle your membranes from afar, crack a couple of jokes here and there, talk about different topics, whatever is interesting to me. And I hope that it's of entertainment to you, first and foremost, and if it gets you thinking about anything else on a different note, well, fucking sweet, that's little cherries on top for me. That makes me happy, and I hope to just make it better, boys and girls. Hope to make it better. We just keep on adding the blades. We're like Gillette, baby. We won't stop. We won't stop at 3. We won't stop at 4. We're not gonna stop at 20. By the time we're finished, there's gonna be 100 blades on this razor, and you're just gonna be shaving your entire body all at the same time, and that's how you get rid of the hair. Tackle it from the root. Tackle it from the root. That's what I've always said, and that's what I've always meant. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful world to be a part of, and I encourage everybody to, just open up your hearts, your minds to opportunities, to each other, to communities, And I'm saying this out loud so I hear it a little bit myself, because I too am in need of reminders, just like everybody else out there, because guess what? We're all just a bunch of humansies. And what are humans? At the core of it, basically, we're like, a little bit, not too much, let's not get carried. We're like sophisticated little monkeys, if you will, or not so sophisticated, depending on the scales, everything, right? So that's all we are, just in between. We do a lot of, picking each other's little lice off each other's backs, which is bueno, that's teamwork. And then sometimes we go flickety flick with the feces, with the fecal, and yeah, flicking a little of that feces, just because that's what sophisticated monkeys be doing. all day in the jungle, in the mean streets of the sweet streets of the city, the concrete jungles that we've created mixed with the regular jungles. Man, oh boy, the sun has been splashing all across Ontario, and it's mixed with a little bit of rain, and I can look around and tell you that the greenery is cranked up. It's green. The green levels it's fucking litty, baby. I'm feeling great. Again, my heart goes out to anybody out there who is, whatever. It might be, you might not. Sorry about that, fam. It happens. Technical difficulties, a little bit of a glitch, a little bit of a quick recovery, but we're back. We're back. Just before we wrap it up, I do apologize. Again, had a little bit of that technical difficulty, but we're here to wrap it up. Thank you very much for joining me today, boys and girls. Love you all, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for all the love and support. Again, you can find these videos on YouTube, on Instagram, on Patreon, with your boy Rob Sadri. The name of the show is Gladyamadeit. And we're doing it, baby, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And hopefully, again, one step at a time, baby steps. We're going to get out there, try to do more sets, try to mix, merge, and grow together. Love you all. We'll be back here again on Wednesday. Keep it alive, baby. Hugs and kisses. Mwah, mwah. And take care of yourselves. Be good to each other. Peace out.